I'm Jenny-Lène Surcotte from hypnocoach.ca, and welcome to my series, 6 plus 1 Lesson I've Learned Since I Became a Hypnotherapist. As you know, I do help people in transitions to move from point A to point B without years and months of therapy. So hypnocoach.ca has a year now. I'm very proud of it, and 200 and something sessions later, I wanted to share with you the findings, the common themes, and what I found as the most surprising in that first year. So let's talk about career transitions. Because of my background, 10 years in sales, 25 years in HR, 7 years in coaching, 4 years in consulting, and now a year in hypnotherapy, and don't add up the years because there was some overlap. I often did two things in my life, so there was some overlap there. But because of that wide experience, that large spectrum of experience, and again, from, entry level to executive level. So, from that lenses, the different lenses that I have, it was quite obvious from the very beginning of my career change and transition that I would help people in their own career. What found its way through me is it's rarely, at the end of the day, a real career issue. Whether you want to leave employment because you're not happy where you are, whether you don't like the model you're in, let's say you're an employee, whether it's because you've made a change, but you just don't know how to make it really happen. Let's say you went to a training to become a coach or to become, a yoga instructor, and you just can't find your way through living it or really starting that new career. Whatever the case is, it is rarely a career issue. At the end of the day, it remains a personal challenge. It is, whatever shows up in your career is in reality the reflection of the core beliefs you have in your life. And sometimes they show less in other parts of your life, but nevertheless, they're still commonly there. Especially for people who have, I would say, that their identity is really attached to their career, or that they have a socially prominent role, or there is something attached with what they do that makes them socially exposed. It is very hard for them to dissociate, work and themselves. They think that their career is themselves and they are their career. I've been there, and it is very, it can take a lot of space in your life. So what we do, we go first to the core beliefs. We go see what, let's say I want to leave this job because I hate it. So we will have a conversation with your brilliant mind and go to the core beliefs that make you hate this job. And sure enough, we're going to find that it is probably nothing to do with the job itself, but it has to do with beliefs that you have about yourself, beliefs that you have about life in general. Let me give you an example. I have a professional, very high level, very public figure, somebody who has a role that's quite, lots of eyes turned on that person. This person wants to make a change, do something else, but has no idea of what she wants to do. When we went back to her career, when we went back to her childhood, the first thing we found was that she was never able to do things she really loved to do. She was always told what to do. And whatever she wanted to do or she suggested was always brushed aside, pushed away, and never considered by obviously her family of origin, her parents. So she's learned along the way that she couldn't trust her gut or what she wanted to do, that she couldn't follow the things, the route she wanted to take, that she had to follow whatever was instructed to her, but that she could never legitimately fulfill her own needs. That was not a right for her to do in this lifetime. So that's very interesting, because what we found is that our next career move is not so much about an industry or role level. It's about making a choice that she wants to make, making a choice based on what she's appealed to do and not what social expectations of her are, or family expectations of her are, or even, colleagues, friends, expectations of her. It's about turning a blind eye on all this around her, ignoring all the noise, and making a choice that is really for her. But she doesn't know what she likes because she hasn't done much of the thing that she likes in life. So this is where we went back and working on, reconnecting with herself, reconnecting with her inner desire, what she liked to do as a child. This will come often for people who've been shut down or were in a family where there were very, very high expectations set on them. So people have the feeling that they're never quite done what they really wanted to do. They don't really know what they want to do is anyway, because they followed what was asked from them, and that's how they got rewarded. So they don't know how to get rewarded by doing things that have to do with their own inner desire. This example and many more illustrates for me very rapidly that people come to see me for a career because it's an acceptable way to talk about the discomfort. It's an acceptable route to take to oneself, to discovering about you, to discovering about your core beliefs, and then changing those core beliefs. That brings you, of course, to new set of emotions and then new action. In this case, it would be, my needs, my desires are legitimate, and I can absolutely follow what I want to do. And then the emotions about it is feeling connected with oneself, feeling happy, joyful, I would say attuned to oneself. And then the action is to choose something that matches that emotion. It's not an easy road, especially when you come to that process later in life, but it is absolutely possible. So my lesson, the one that I have learned, and that people told me, clients tell me later, oh, I came for my career, but here we are talking about, my childhood stories, and we are here talking about me as an individual. But yes, this is where it starts. And then once this is clean, you can absolutely make the right choices for yourself based on beliefs, core beliefs, that are the one that you choose and not the one that were kind of imposed on you as a child. So voila, Janilene Sorkat, hypnocoach.ca. So career transition is a fantastic way to get access to your real self. That's the lesson I've learned. Janilene Sorkat, hypnocoach.ca.